It's match day 7 in USL League One, and our first game of the night takes us to the River City of Richmond, Virginia, where Westchester SC will take on Richmond Kickers in front of the Red Army at City Stadium. Tonight's match presented by U-Crops. A good look there at Darren Sawatsky in his 6th season in charge here in Richmond, and they have been off to a flying start through 6 league matches. In fact, Richmond Kickers top of the table when it comes to goals scored, and we'll get a look at some of them here. It started off in flying fashion with 4 on the road at Tormenta, and this team simply hasn't slowed down. You see Hayden Anderson scoring there. 3 goals for the leader in Darwin Espinal, 2 for Chandler O'Dwyer, 2 for Emiliano Terzaghi, including this absolute beauty from midfield. So they've been spreading the love. Not only has Richmond scored the most goals in the league, they've also taken the most shots in the league. So expect some heavy firepower up top for the Kickers in front of the home fans tonight. Games, trying to make it 4 straight tonight. Richmond have played 6 times in the league. Westchester, just 3 matches in the league. And so their last match was in the Open Cup on Wednesday night, where the moment of the campaign came from Juan Carlos Obregon tying the game at 1 late on. But some vulnerable defending made Detroit City cancel out that beautiful goal from Obregon. They come away with a 3-1 win, tapping this last one home in stoppage time. The USL Championship side advance over Westchester, who can set their focus to League One now. And in tow for the boys in blue and gold, the player to watch, presented by Gayaki, is Jonathan Bolaños. Certainly a familiar face to the Richmond fans, and he makes his return to City Stadium for the first time since 2023. He was a member of their Shield-winning team in 2022 and looking to make a big impact tonight. It should be a good one, an emotional matchup with some old foes and some new rivals in blue and gold. We got starting lineups and kickoff coming up right after this.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
To watch for tonight's action in blue in the new City Kids tonight will
Those
be
beautiful blue City Kids. You just saw them, and they're on display here at City Stadium. A beautiful night in Richmond, Virginia. 85 degrees with wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour under cloudy skies. As we get you set for Richmond Kickers and Westchester SC, our starting lineups tonight. Starting with the home side, Darwin Espinal, of course, starting up top, but some different partners around him. Matt Bolduck, Hayden Anderson getting the nod on the wings. And besides that, a welcome return for Griffin Garnett in the back after an injury scare last week. And now we will look at the other side, visiting Westchester SC and their starting lineup. Just one change from their midweek match in Detroit. They take Connor McGlynn out of the starting lineup, and in comes Mink Peters as we fly in for kickoff here in Richmond. Thank you so much for joining us, League One fans, on this beautiful Saturday evening. My name is Parker Johnson. I'll be here with you for the next 90 minutes as we see the first ever match between Westchester SC and the Richmond Kickers. early foul won by Chandler O'Dwyer, catching Bobby Pierre, eager to get this match off to a combative start. Westchester comes in on the road. This is their 4th match of the season in league play. An even 1-1-1 record so far. Some highs and lows. You talk about their opening match getting a point on the road against Greenville, and then the road travels didn't go so well against AV Alta, that long trip out to California resulting in a 2-0 defeat. But sandwiched in the middle, they did pick up a win against Texoma, so hard to know what to expect. It's been a couple of weeks. Lots of chopping and changing needed for Dave Carton and his side in the early going in this season. Still missing a few of their key off-season additions that haven't quite gotten to make an impact just yet. We're thinking of the likes of Kemar Lawrence, the MLS star, but one man who's been great is Juan Carlos Obregon, who tracks down the back line of Richmond. They're going long and direct here, and it's Darwin Espinal getting the better of the defender. Stephen Payne on a fall. Espinal! And within 90 seconds, it's Darwin Espinal, his 4th straight game with a goal. The Red Army erupts, and it's 1-0 Kickers. Simple as you like, Route 1 stuff. Hayden Anderson wins the initial header, and then tough footing for Stephen Payne on his return to Richmond. Espinal, the man in form, making no mistake. Of course, there's gonna be some debate there. Was there a push in the back of Payne? But after that, he did his job. He tucked it home. A little touch from Dane Jackaman, but not enough to keep that one out. And what a start here in Richmond. Westchester trailing early. Both coaches noted to me how important it was to avoid mistakes in this matchup, especially early in the season. They can swing games, and it's Westchester who make the first mistake. The last man you want to leave on a one-on-one is Darwin Espinal, the form he's been on lately. And he will be playing a little bit more through the middle. We've seen him a lot on the left side throughout the season, especially when Terzaghi or Kirkland play in that center forward spot. But he's the main man up top for the Kickers and Sawatsky, and that call paying off immediately as Hayden Anderson combined with him well. 11th goal of the campaign already for Richmond, leading the league in that department. A team with 3 wins, 3 losses so far in League One play. They did get upset in the first round of the Open Cup, but those 9 points they've picked up, enough to put them in 2nd place in the league standings. And it was a bit of a prove-it week last week. They took on Omaha and Naples, the defending champs and the current league leaders, within the space of 4 days, coming away with 1 win, a big one against Union Omaha, and then a loss on the road to Naples. But they did battle their way back into that match, and I think the takeaway from a Kicker's perspective is they can play with the best teams in the league this year, especially that 1-0 shutout win against Union Omaha last Wednesday. It was a match that gave them a lot of confidence, and the first time they had beaten Omaha since that 2022 Shield winning season, trying to recapture some of that magic here in 2025. They are off to the perfect start here at home against Westchester. Again, if you joined us a couple minutes late, it was Darwin Espinal sneaking in and tucking it away after just 90 seconds. Back goes Guy Franza, finding the feet of O'Dwyer. Up the channel here for Balduck. He's closed down by Bobby Pierre, seen well over the end line from a young defender who Westchester head coach Dave Carton said has been one of the big bright spots for his team this season. Bobby Pierre, a native of Fort Lauderdale.
46 professional appearances, but first stint in League One, and he's made a strong impact. Had to play left back against Detroit City the other night. He's back in his more familiar center back role alongside Toby Adewole. They were at 9s and 10s from the start, trying to handle the direct play of Richmond. Now it's a foul through the back, goes Dakota Barnathan. Combative Richmond midfielder. One who Darren Sawatsky says deserves more credit for the hard work he does for his side, the way he comes in every single day. He and Simon Fitch, their coach, pointed out, too, who really set the tone for this team day in, day out. Don't make a fuss about it, but really keep those standards high. Among plenty of young talent coming through, big signings like Espinal. It's a well-meshed team, and those are two of the glue guys for sure. So we see Barnathan back on the ball yet again. Swinging it over to Maxi Schenfeld, USL League One assist leader at the moment, tied with Lucky Opera on 3 assists. And Richmond settle into the possession. Another long ball up in the direction of Anderson. It does seem at times that the slightly smaller Anderson, oh, and there's a mistake here. Noah Powder has an open net, and it's 1-1. A mistake apiece. Noah Powder makes them pay. James Sneddon with some trouble playing out of the back. Didn't see Powder at all there. And all of a sudden, a blank slate after 7.5 minutes. Might as well start again here. Another look at what happened. Sneddon trying to keep it low and split the lines to Nils Seufert. Seeing a pass that just was not there. But very well taken by Noah Powder. That is not as easy of a finish as he made it look. Did it oh so casually with his left foot. Remember asking Coach Dave Carton about Noah Powder, and he said there's times he watches him at training and he wonders if he's even trying. He needs to double check his fitness monitor to see if he even broke a sweat, because he's so good technically and he can do so many different things on the field, including tidy finishes like that one. A disrupted start that really exemplifies the story of the season so far for these two. Good moments, bad moments, and when you're able to capitalize, it looks good on the score sheet, but honors even in that regard. 1-1 in the early going. So I guess revert to the original game plan, as it were, but good for Westchester to get back on level terms. Stephen Payne issued a yellow card for his tackle there. Taken down Franza. Tough start to this match for Stephen Payne. He was the one who fell under some contact against Espinal on the opening goal for Richmond. And now he goes into the book. He'll have to play 80 minutes plus here if he does not get substituted on this yellow card. Free kick going short. Schenfeld working with Espinal. Espinal cuts inside. We've seen him do it. He clips it to the back post. And offside flag. Spotted against O'Dwyer. It was well worked, though, from Richmond with a couple of passes and letting Espinal check in, and certainly raises eyebrows when you see Espinal come into that position. If you haven't seen his goal last week against FC Naples, I highly recommend you take a moment during this match at halftime and check that one out. It's from just about the position he crossed it from. 0.026 XG, and he put it right in the top corner.
So using the draw of that deep shooting ability, instead going for the cross. It almost came off for Richmond. As we cross the 10-minute mark in our contest, a lively crowd at City Stadium, treated to 2 early goals, and they're treating you to an awesome League One matinee on this Saturday evening. Debut of these City kits in navy blue for Richmond. And a blur is Darwin Espinal as he knocks it off to Anderson, looking for the return to the Honduran. Cleared away by Adewole. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Powder, our goal scorer, gives it away. Hooked forward, and Bobby Pierre clattered to the ground, but play continues for Richmond. Anderson seeking a run that was not there as he continues his role in the center forward position tonight. They do have Emiliano Terzaghi on the bench, but a tactical twist thrown in by Darren Sawatsky, allowing Darwin Espinal to stay on that left flank where he's had so much success this season, providing both goals and assists. They were able to link up for that first one. There have been a few occasions since where Anderson just looking a little bit unfamiliar up there as he works his way in. There's Mink Peters, the Dutchman, striding through for Westchester. Some contact just inside the area. Marie Durr had a great look at it. Dismissed any hints of a penalty kick. Bolaños getting stuck in. Nils Seufert on the ball for the first time, as the German re-entered the lineup tonight. A player who had a stunning debut against South Georgia Tormenta with a goal and an assist. Man with experience in the Bundesliga with Greuther Fürth and Arminia Bielefeld, hoping to set the tempo in Richmond's midfield. Alongside the more agricultural presences, we'll say, of likes of Barnathan and O'Dwyer. Here is Seufert sticking a foot in. Clean inside for Peters. Loses his footing. Espinal active in the early going, finding pockets in below the forward line, cutting infield. You can see the level of confidence that he is playing with. His goal in the opening minutes, moving him into a tie for second place in the Golden Boot race this season. Of course, Carson Henderlong and FC Naples off to a sizzling start as one of the 5 expansion teams along with this Westchester side. Henderlong's got 5 goals, and Espinal knocking on the door just behind him with 4 of his own now. And add in his 2 assists, and he's now the
leader in goal contributions in USL League One. Of course, we got 3 more games coming your way tonight as well. Huge one between the aforementioned FC Naples and one Knoxville up around the top of the table. Long ball by Sneddon. He was caught out playing short on the first goal. And some contact in the back of the head of Baldock. Sees a long spell with the ball in play come to a halt here. See the mismatch that Hayden Anderson is working with at center forward tonight, working against Bobby Pierre, and they seem to be enjoying that little tussle. Dwyer not on the same page as Espinal. Carlos Obregon nowhere to be found for Westchester on the ball over the top. But we've talked a lot about the other Honduran striker, Darwin Espinal, and it's Obregon who has featured for the national team a bit more recently, and he certainly will battle Espinal for the claim of top scorer this season. Hasn't had as many opportunities in the league, certainly, for Westchester. But he's been bagging the goals in all competitions, finding the back of the net several times in the Open Cup. He's got 4 in all competitions, and an assist already for Westchester. Ball did run out of play there, so a goal kick coming for Westchester. And Select is proud to be the official matchball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Ball played out of the back well by Westchester. Obregon showing that link-up play. Piece of his game that has developed greatly over the last couple of seasons. Of course, he made headlines for his goal scoring in Charlotte. Truly a well-rounded striker who has that ability to bring his teammates into the play. Those around him tonight, the likes of Jonathan Bolaños, Noah Powder on the right wing. To see a great amount of influence from Mink Peters in the center of the park, but he will be the creative midfield force. See him, number 14 in white, helping out alongside Obregon defensively. Kicker shifting through the gears. Anderson brought down in front of that Westchester bench. Baldock had a year off last season, but he's come back in strong this year, making his 5th start of the season, 152nd appearance of his pro career. Comes from the New England area, working against the New York team tonight, as it's headed away by Adewole, and a foul spotted against Richmond. Westchester happy to play it short and play it quickly. Both teams still, in a sense, trying to find their rhythm. We got a great reset there in the 7-minute mark after Westchester found the equalizer, a mistake from each side. Punished as the shot flared over by Barnathan. And then there's been this reset period. Both teams catching their breath a little bit, calming the action down. The steady drumbeat of the Red Army. It's for the W night tonight as the Richmond Kickers celebrate women's sports. Members of the Richmond IVW League team, players and staff in the house at City Stadium, signing some autographs, a little meet and greet action. In this beautiful Soccer City, sunlit and 85 degrees. Espinal with another slip from Payne. Espinal keeps it low. Franza deals with it, passes off to Griffin Garnett. Obregon alone up top once again. But it was the chance on the other end for Espinal coming close. We've seen a couple of slips. The first one was costly from Stephen Payne. That one gave Espinal the shooting opportunity again. A man who would be familiar with the turf here at City Stadium. Payne, a member of that 2022 championship winning team. He moved on to forward Madison, playing on the other end of the Henny Derby. And now in Westchester white. Beautiful switch of play. Taken down by Richmond. Spread out for Shenfield. Return, header down. And some missed contact from Baldock, but very well worked from Richmond. Couple different switches of play. Spreading out that Westchester back line and finding some soft spots. Direct and effective. Schenfeld always picks out the perfect pass, and if you're a player, you know that sting when you feel the ball hit your nose instead of your forehead, and something went wrong there. But Baldock trying to make up for it. Shot skewed over. Did it take a touch? Well, will be a goal kick for Westchester. Again, some continued pressure, though, from Richmond. The opening quarter of this match, they've definitely had the better of it. Just that one mistake that they had to pay for out of the back. Sneddon giving it away to Noah Powder. From the visitors with Mink Peters. Plays it to Powder. Obregon draws the foul, and this will set up a tasty free kick position for Westchester. 25th minute mark. You got the left foot of Powder, you got the right foot of Obregon. And simply a foul that Richmond doesn't have to make there at the edge of their own penalty box. Obregon not going anywhere in a hurry. Even if he turns his defender, there's some help. So good with that low center of gravity, drawing contact, and will help him launch this free kick at James Sneddon's goal if that's the option he chooses here. Obregon curling! Ripples the top of the net with Sneddon at full stretch. Seen him score some Beautiful free kicks, and that one was not far away. The danger. Obregon in shooting range as soon as he crosses the halfway line, just about. We saw it against Detroit City in the midweek. Volley from outside the box. He scored all kinds of goals this season for Westchester, 4 of them in all competitions. Here he is again, Obregon. It falls to Peters. Left-footed shot deflected and pawed behind by Sneddon, keeping it level at 1. A wonderful save from the 18-year-old goalkeeper. Correction, 19, but in any case, what a hand from Sneddon. It's a set-piece routine, overworked from Westchester, and Sneddon paying back that early mistake. It's really one of the strengths of his game and what has allowed him to come in the team at such a young age. He said he takes the game action by action, and he believes that he doesn't show a lot of emotion during games. He doesn't get disappointed if he makes a mistake, and he doesn't get too excited if he makes a big save like that. And the focus showing in his ability to adjust to that shot from Peters. The Dutchman giving a little flash of what he can provide in that attacking midfield area, as it seems like he's switched roles, at least temporarily, with Noah Powder, who was out on the right wing earlier. Now you kind of see Peters floating around out there, Powder popping into the middle. They've got a lot of pieces that they can interchange, Westchester, especially in those attacking groups. Action-packed first half at City Stadium. Espinal and Powder, the 2 goal scorers through 27 minutes. Four shots so far for Richmond, 3 for Westchester. A 64% edge in possession for the home side. Darren Twatsky was the first person to tell me that these days especially, possession really does not correlate in any way with wins and losses. This is Dave Carton on the other side, who will understand that principle as well. Longtime Charlotte Independence coach across all different levels of the competition. He's an assistant with the League One team the last few years under Mike Jeffries. And putting his stamp on this new Westchester team, a star-studded squad who many people feel like won the offseason. What we've seen in the past, that doesn't always result in the immediate League One success. And he said, Dave Carton, that it was hard to analyze his team so far. Another giveaway results in another transition opportunity for Richmond, but O'Dwyer unable to match the Emiliano Terzaghi heroics from a few weeks ago, scoring with the goalkeeper off his line at this same end in City Stadium. If you joined us late, Terzaghi is available from the bench tonight, but not in the starting lineup. Go back to the point from Carton. He said hard to analyze the team given the injuries they've had. Kimar Lawrence is their first choice left back. Haven't seen him at all this season in league play. He has played a couple of Open Cup matches and picked up an assist before going off after 18 minutes, unfortunately, against New York Pan Cyprian Freedoms in the second round. Dean Guzin, their new number 10 for the club. Another one who has appeared very sparsely. Did play in the opening match against Greenville and hasn't seen the pitch since. So he said that a group that he feels will have a huge impact on League One, and Westchester very well aware of the fact that they still haven't played their home opener in the league. They still only played the 3 league matches. And coming up in May, they've got a stretch of 5 home games in all competitions, really hoping to hit their stride as the summer comes in. And they could go a long way towards that with a result tonight against Richmond. Espinal fighting, Espinal juggling, Darwin Espinal with the brace. 5 goals on the year for the Honduran forward, Richmond's favorite. And it's 2-1 to the home side. There's 2 Westchester players. There's a goalkeeper in the way as well, and Espinal making light work of all 3. Dropped over the top. It's Payne yet again that he gets the better of in a one-on-one situation. He shows the deft touch to juggle it past Jacoman. The all-around play of Darwin Espinal on display tonight. Up to 5 goals on the season. He scored in 4 straight. This guy is taking the league by storm. You just think about the career of a guy like Darwin Espinal. Darren Swansky, been tracking him since his days with Reno. He's played at Tampa Bay Rowdies. He settled in Nisa over the last couple years with Maryland Bobcats. He's got family in the DC area, so not too far from Richmond, but that's why he was playing for Maryland. And Sawatsky not stopping that pursuit, knowing that this is a player that could be a difference maker in League One. And he's fitted like a glove. Described as a consummate professional, a man with no social media, doesn't like to do interviews because he just likes to keep it focused on his teammates and the team's success. But the success Richmond's had early on in this season would not be possible without number 19, that is for certain. As the kickers come away once again with some green grass to run into. Seufert knocks it off to Baldock. The overlapping run from Fitch, and out for a Richmond throw. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Quick throw taken by Richmond, trying to catch out that Westchester back line yet again. Baldock looking for service. Anderson was closest in the middle. Well shepherded and into the hands of Dane Jacoman. Westchester still looking for a first clean sheet in league play. Given up 4 goals in their 3 games. Just 1 clean sheet across all competitions. But Jacoman hasn't really had to face too many shots this season. Only forced into 11 saves in their 6 matches across all competitions. But it's the mistakes and those costly high percentage opportunities that they've ceded today and at times throughout the campaign that have come back to bite Westchester. Signs of a unfamiliar team still finding their footing in the league. Certainly one that's had to deal with a lot of changes across the back line. But that won't bring much sympathy from the Richmond fans. 2-1 in front, 37 minutes in, Red Army in full voice. And there are a few better scenes at the League One level. And a sunny Saturday full of soccer in Richmond. Schenfeld. Lovely dip of the shoulder, finds Espinal in space. On a hat trick, Darwin Espinal flicked into the box, so Dwyer loose at the back stick. Bowman coming away with it. Continues his run as Obergone holds up, goes back to Bowman. Check inside, and the return to Obergone, who checks up, trying to move up there with his teammates. Advance back into a scoring position. Good recovery defending, though, from Richmond. Getting bodies back behind the ball in transition. Obergone shoots it himself. Fierce lash at the ball after some hard work in the build-up. Can't watch the match? Tune in, turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157, the new SiriusXM app. Whistle sounds for a free kick given to Westchester right around the halfway line. Undone by Darwin Espinal, not once but twice. Stephen Payne making his way up the right wing. Served in, back post. Bolaños had eyes on a storybook return. Peters to Johnson. Gets the return. Johnson again. Bowman, end line, scooped up. Second post, and Bolaños not there in time to get there in front of Simon Fitch. Obergone connecting with Samori Powder on the left. Now Noah Powder returns it to Obergone. Good interplay from Westchester. A low cross this time. After the couple of chipped balls didn't work, a different service from Payne as Westchester continues to prod. Richmond hoping to hold out a lead. 5 minutes here until the halftime break. Baldock unable to escape. This will allow Westchester to keep the field tilted in their favor. Committed defending from Richmond, forcing the loose pass from Westchester as they ran out of ideas as they crossed the halfway line. Team that doesn't always look the most comfortable in transition. You think about some of the more impressive performances from Westchester. It's been flowing counters. It's been some set piece goals, penalties drawn in transition. When the game is broken, when they can spring, and their individual talents at the showcase. Here comes Richmond. The ball beats everyone. Anderson onto it. Right into the hands of Dane Jacoman. Almost worked out fortuitously for the fill-in striker. But Anderson unable to notch his second goal of the season. Firing it through the bodies, and you keep that low and hard, it could deflect off anybody. Jacoman grateful that was not the case. Seufert tackled from behind. It was Joel Johnson who got on the wrong side of Nils Seufert. And Espinal getting the handshake there from Chandler O'Dwyer, as Johnson will go in the referee's book. He joins Stephen Payne on a yellow card as you see the contact from behind. No doubt it was a foul. Was his first foul that I can recall during the match, but he get the yellow card for denying the Richmond player in a good opportunity, doing it from behind. You can understand the referee's decision. You have to imagine this is on a platter for Darwin Espinal. We've seen him do it from live play, cutting inside and using this angle to go high left of where Jacoman is standing. One man sulks beneath the wall. Espinal! Had City Stadium holding its breath, but they will wait for more from Espinal, who's already provided 2 goals here in the first half. Couldn't replicate it from the dead ball situation. Seufert spots Anderson, and he was offside before the on-rushing Jacoman shut it down. Seufert showing his ability to trouble the defense in multiple ways. We saw him draw the free kick there a moment ago, carrying the ball himself, and then the clip pass over the top. Got a lot of different weapons in his arsenal. An experienced pro, who's played at the highest level in Germany. Certainly big boots to fill when you think of the likes of Neil Vinyals departing Richmond this season. Approach 3 minutes of first half stoppage time. Westchester seeking a response. Payne back to Johnson. Run ahead of him from Bowman. He's got Peters in the middle as well. Instead to Powder. Powder to Peters. Floated beyond the far post. A show dive from Sneddon. As they will try to just tick off a few more seconds here before halftime. You have to remember the big save from Sneddon. Sure, he was at fault for the goal that they gave up to Westchester. A poor pass out of the back, but what a response from the teenage goalkeeper. This is just his 15th career start. His third year under contract with Richmond. Became a starter at the end of last season and hasn't given up that position between the sticks. Through highs, through lows, plays with the utmost confidence. And it was his save on a deflected shot from Mick Peters that kept this match at 1-1 before Richmond eventually scored their second goal. I'm just happy to see that he's found the use of a headband, because I was watching him towards the end of last year, and it seemed like that floppy hair was getting in his way sometimes. Fitch. Wole winning the header, but it's given right back to Richmond. Maybe one more opportunity for Baldock to cross over the head of Espinal, but he will track it down first. Payne calling out Peters to defend. O'Dwyer got it back from Anderson in a great spot, but looked for an extra pass. Didn't seem intent on striking that ball towards goal. Numbers staying forward here for Richmond. Final minute of first half stoppage time. Ball played through. Espinal slow to react. Payne sending it behind for an ultimate corner kick in our first period, but that could have been more for Richmond. First, it was Westchester sleeping and allowing Baldock to dash his way through, and then you could tell that Espinal didn't really expect the ball to make its way across. Payne had sent it out for a throw, which allows the referee to take us to the halftime break, but Darwin at the double. At the break in Richmond, 2 goals from Darwin Espinal. A series of mistakes, really, throughout this first half. Have seen 3 goals between Richmond Kickers and Westchester SC. A dramatic affair so far at City Stadium, but Richmond Kickers on top. We will step aside for our halftime break, but we've got lots of news and notes from USL League One, highlights, and plenty more. See you on the other side of this break. Your halftime score, 2-1 Richmond.
These days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives, universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
Joining us for League One soccer at City Stadium tonight. Your halftime score presented by Simplicity VOIP. Richmond Kickers 2, Westchester SC 1. We're going to step aside, but when we come back, first half highlights and stats and a look around USL League One on a jam-packed weekend. Stay with us.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was
Put the load right on me.
totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador, Spiked Bebidas.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Halftime rolls on here from Richmond. Kickers up 2-1 on visiting Westchester in the first match ever between the USL One OG and the newcomers this season. We're going to take a look at our news and notes from around League One here in Week 7. We're on the back of a U.S. Open Cup week, and 3 League One teams are on to the round of 32. Union Omaha, AV Alta FC, and Chattanooga Red Wolves carrying the flag for the 3rd division here in USL League One. And then you think about a new team in Westchester, Boise, joining up soon as well. And they've already sold over 2,500 ticket deposits in the first week, an expansion club record as the excitement builds in Boise. And speaking of excitement, USL Jägermeister Cup starting off next weekend right here on ESPN+. As we take a look at our team of the week from this past week 6, and Westchester SC not in action, but Richmond kickers sure were. Darwin Espinal securing his spot, Maxi Schenfeld assisting him, and you see the array of stars from around the league. Jimmy Villalobos being named Player of the Week for his wonderful performance against Chattanooga Red Wolves out in the Antelope Valley. We've got more action coming up from Week 7 just after this short break. We'll show you the first half stats and halftime, and we'll get you set for the second period from Richmond.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Hey, I'm Watha. Welcome to the...
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
First match of the week in USL League One, a 2-1 score at halftime. Richmond Kickers continuing their offensive firepower in the early season. Now 12 goals to lead League One after the first half of play. And we're going to show them to you right now. How did we get to that 2-1 scoreline? Well, it all started 90 seconds in. The fans still filing in, still setting off the opening flares as Darwin Espinal sprang through a slip from Stephen Payne, who thought he was fouled, but Espinal making no mistake about the finish, curling it off and around Dane Jacoman as he taps it off the far post and into the back of the net, but he wouldn't be done. First, though, a response from Westchester and another mistake. This time it was James Sneddon playing an ill-advised pass out of the back. A casual finish from Noah Powder, making that look way easier than it was in reality. But with an open net, that's all he had to do to level things at 1 for Westchester. And then it was a big free kick opportunity for Juan Carlos Obregon, sent just over the bar. Westchester dangerous on transitions, dangerous from set pieces. And they almost went 2-1 in the lead when Mick Peters cut inside. This was really a game-changing moment from Sneddon, bouncing back from that early mistake and pulling off a jaw-dropping save. You see the deflection here. He readjusts his body and reaches that one out of the top corner. That set the stage for Espinal's second, fighting off Stephen Payne yet again. A delicate touch over the goalkeeper. And it was 2 in the first half for Espinal. Will there be a hat trick tonight in the cards for the Honduran? Time will tell, but we are not far away from second half kickoff at City Stadium. And we were treated to a nice 3-goal experience in the first half. It's for the W night at City Stadium, supporting the Richmond Ivy, and doing so in fashion with a 2-1 lead at the halftime break. 85 degrees, and no better place to be on a Saturday evening than City Stadium to take in some USL League One action. But we're very happy that you joined us on ESPN Plus for this one. Plenty of other games taking place around League One tonight. The headliner is Naples and Knoxville just about getting set as the big match towards the top of the table. And really, you could say the same about this one. These are two teams that have a chance to make a big statement. If they get a full 3 points here, Richmond could go up to 12 points on the season from 7 matches. They are 3-3 so far this year. Westchester 1-1-1. So a chance to create some separation for both sides, who will back themselves in the second half. Kickaroo, get the people going. Interesting talking to Dave Carton this week. He's the head coach of Westchester, but knows the league very well, and asked him what he thinks of when he thinks of a trip to Richmond. And his answer was very straightforward. He said, you know, we've had some memorable games across the years. I've had some crazy moments as Charlotte and Richmond have done battle, but nothing sticks out quite like the fans. He said he was really looking forward to it, just to feel the atmosphere. One of the best in professional soccer, period, let alone at the League One level here at City Stadium. Richmond Kickers debuting the navy blue city kits tonight, made by Hummel, as they get some final instructions before the start of the second half. Does look a little weird to see this team in blue at home, but hasn't stopped Darren Sawatsky's men from pulling out a 2-1 first half performance. 2 more goals for Darwin Espinal, a man on fire to start the season. And pending what Carson Henderlong may or may not do in that Naples game against Knoxville, Espinal could finish the night tied at the top of the Golden Boot race with those 5 goals now he has on the season. And Darren Sawatsky blending the experience of a man like Espinal with a young team overall, 8 teenagers on the Richmond roster. Got a few academy products on the bench tonight as well. Nick Sarantakos and Andrew Richmond in the squad and available for selection. Both still awaiting their pro debuts, but it's a team that has really brought through the youth over the last couple years. And Dave Carton was very complimentary of the bravery of Darren Sawatsky and Richmond to not only sign academy products and teenagers, but to actually play them big minutes. Guys like Griffin Garnett in the center back position, James Sneddon in goal, actively learning from those mistakes, getting that experience against talented and worldly players like those you see on Westchester's roster. A player like Noah Powder, a Trinidad and Tobago international, who will make you pay if you make a loose pass out of the back. But Sneddon able to respond in that first half, pull off a big stop, and his team then pulled out in front 2-1. The table set for more drama here in the second half.
Your attention, please. Halftime substitutions for Westchester.
You have one halftime switch to give to you. This is Koen Blomestein, the Dutch center forward wearing the number 9. He replaces his fellow Dutchman Mink Peters, who we showed you at halftime, came very close to scoring a second for Westchester. So a different look, to be certain, for the visitors. Blomestein, your more classic center forward. He may play alongside Juan Carlos Obregon in a 2. We may see Obregon drop a little bit more into the midfield, playing off of the big man up top. But first, we'll see a free kick for Westchester as our second half is underway. Proactive changes from Dave Carton, trying to give his team a chance at more goals. Powder kept it in play on the touchline. Required some defensive work from Seufert. Hayden Anderson in behind the back line. That is the 4th time that Richmond kickers have been caught offside in this match. Took note of the 3 they had at the halftime break, because it is certainly a high line that Westchester like to play. Richmond were able to expose it a couple of times on some long balls that Darwin Espinal made the most of. Certainly showing an intent to continue that strategy early in the second half. And Anderson wouldn't have been the bettor's favorite to start this match up top for Richmond, but he did a pretty good job in that first half despite a couple of offside decisions, just occupying those center backs, giving them something to think about, running in behind that high line. Blomestein trying to battle the center backs on the other side, and it's teenager Garnett getting the better of him. Obregon. Franza stepping out to pressure. That is the exact problem that Obregon causes, especially when he drops into that 10 position. He can pull a center back out who's not sure who to mark. Didn't leave any space behind that time for Westchester, but part of that dynamic of the new front two they have out there for the second half. Samori Powder back to his goalkeeper. Intercepted by O'Dwyer. Schenfeld blocked away by Noah Powder. Schenfeld has had a quiet night so far. He's been at the heart of so much of what Richmond have done offensively this season. Also leads the team in tackles and tackles won. That left back position. But so often the creator, a dead ball specialist. And he's formed a beautiful flowering connection with Darwin Espinal on the left flank. Another foul won by Obregon. I'd certainly say he's been the center of attention for Richmond defensively. Closed down immediately every time he gets the ball, foul or not. A slip that allowed Westchester through here to the end line, played in towards Blomestein. Seddon's initial throw out doesn't reach its intended target, but Richmond still have space. Adewole off the chest, he says. And the referee agrees. Clever poke in there from Noah Powder to earn possession back for his side. Bobby Pierre. Samori Powder finds Obregon in a pocket of space. And the foot stuck in by Franza. It's like he had possibly fouled Obregon. No whistle forthcoming. And there's a slip, a free goal for Richmond, and Anderson can't hit it. How many times tonight have we seen the loose footing underneath the studs of these League One professionals? Anderson unable to do what Noah Powder did in the first half and capitalize on an open net. Did look like Jacoman from the ground was able to at least bother Anderson as he shot it, but you could tell by the reaction of the Greenville, South Carolina native that he knows he should have done better there. That was a big opportunity for Richmond to build a 2-goal lead. It has been far from comfortable for the Kickers, despite the fact that they have been ahead for most of this match. Around the corner, Baldock keeps it in play. Anderson coming onto it, probably would have been offside if he got there. Cries for Samori Powder to bring it done, and down he obliges.
Noah off to his brother. Samori checks inside. Knuckling shot! Samori Powder walking off like it's no big deal. A banger for Westchester. And there's the reaction. The 24-year-old League One rookie scores his first goal for Westchester. And what a hit it was. His brother will get the assist, but that is all Samori Powder. Walking off like Steph Curry shooting a three. The knuckle, the dip, put it on a YouTube compilation. A sensational strike from Samori, levels the match at 2, and now Richmond kickers ruining that Anderson chance just minutes before, and this game has opened up yet again. Powder back on it, attempting the Travella cross, and out for a Westchester corner. We all need to catch our breaths here for a moment. What a memory that will be for the Powder family. Noah assisting Samori for his first goal in League One. Played collegiately for Detroit Mercy and then with the Portland Pilots. Growing up alongside his brother in the New York Red Bulls Academy, they both represented Trinidad and Tobago at the international level. You see the traffic jam just past the penalty spot. Already 4 goals in this one. Westchester. It was Bowman at the near post, Snedding coming for it, and he was impeded. I'll have to wait to check on Bowman, who had the initial flick on the corner kick at the near post. Walking away gingerly. One of 4 players of Dutch heritage, Daniel Bowman, on the roster, although he holds Australian citizenship and came over from Marconi Stallions in the 2nd division of the A-League. Chested down by Blomestein. Running off of Bowman. He couldn't find him with the cute touch around the corner. Great energy to this match early in the second half. Some massive moments as the momentum has swung back and forth. Power spotting Samori. Gets it back from Obergon. Garnett clipped forward. Powder. Snedding able to pounce on it, but disarray at the back for Richmond. Kickers unable to settle things early in the second half, coming out of the break with a 2-1 lead. They had a chance to make it 3-1 Moments before Samori Powder unleashed that rocket of a shot that tied the game at 2. Now a pair of changes coming for Darren Sawatsky. You were wondering how long it might take to call Emiliano Terzagi's name, with Richmond needing a goal to seek the full 3 points here. He enters alongside Kirkland. So a pair of new strikers on the pitch for the Kickers. You see Josh Kirkland make his way onto the pitch. Anderson, one of the players, subbed out. And Bolduc is the other one. So you still have Darwin Espinal out there as well. 3 great goal scorers. And it's Espinal linking up with Terzaghi immediately. The 3-time MVP, dropping it back for Schenfeld. Disconnect, though, between Schenfeld and Espinal may provide an opportunity for Westchester to break forward with Jonathan Bolaños, the former kicker. Inside run, found by Obregon. He can let it go for a corner and does so. It only took a matter of touches for Richmond to seem to have a boost of confidence with their League One leading goal scorer back on the pitch. And Terzaghi, but the misplaced pass giving that corner opportunity. And now we're going back the other way. Kirkland in behind, a touch, trying to get around Samori Powder, who held his ground very well and draws the foul from Kirkland. A huge cheer from his goalkeeper as well. Scoring goals on one end, preventing them on the other. Samori Powder. Kirkland given a warning, it seemed like, by the referee about kicking the ball away. No further discipline. The man who just came on. Jacoman happy to take his time. Slow the pulse of this racing contest between Richmond and Westchester. Kirkland stopped by Bobby Pierre. Franza. Terzaghi going down. Contact from behind from Adewole. Clever play from the veteran. Taken quickly by Espinal. Still waiting for support from his teammates as Schenfeld storms forward. Darwin Espinal lines it up, and Terzaghi tried to redirect. Had Jacoman scrambling to the other side of the goal. And had Terzaghi either taken it down or gotten a softer deflection on it. The middle of the goal was wide open. We've seen Espinal score some outstanding goals from that exact pocket. One from about the same range last week against FC Naples. One in the Henny Derby from a little closer, but on that same angle. They've loved what they've seen from the new forward, trying to combine with League One's all-time leading goal scorer, Terzaghi, here in the second half. Seufert set free. Has a run from O'Dwyer, opts to pick out Fitch. Numbers streaming into the box in blue. Header at the near post was crucial from Joel Johnson. Payne fouled from behind as he tried to come out. Adewole seeking out Obregon. It doesn't reach him. It is a blustery night in Richmond. Played forward to Kirkland, in on goal! Richmond back in front, and it's just Kirkland. On trial for 7 months with Richmond. This is his first professional goal. What a moment in front of the Red Army. A reverse pass from O'Dwyer, put on a plate for Kirkland. The deception splitting center backs. Jacoman couldn't stop it. A moment he will never forget. Grew up in Richmond, Josh Kirkland, watching the Kickers. He earned his contract last September, and now his first goal in his 14th career appearance, putting Richmond 3-2 in front with 25 minutes to go. So much tension in this match. Lead changes, solo stunners. Samori Powder swinging one to the back post. Off of Richmond last, a corner coming for Westchester. As they seek to start the next stanza. This stunning Saturday night affair. And they get it right in front of Section O. One of the toughest atmospheres in the league, and this is exactly why. Whipped in, contact near the penalty area on Adewole, not spotted by the referee. Payne. Pierre goes down, but he is whistled for the infraction here. A man who goes by the nickname Black Panther, having his powers momentarily stripped away after the blow to the face. Those do not feel good. Unavoidable on those set piece opportunities. It was Samori Powder who scored the second goal from Westchester, and this man, Bobby Pierre, who Coach Dave Carton highlighted to me as the real positive surprises early on in their League One careers, stepping into this team full of veterans and establishing themselves as solid selections week in and week out. They both had a huge impact on this match tonight. And now the wheels turning on the side for Darren Sawatsky and staff. Trying to figure out how to respond, how to adjust things. Their changes
in an attacking sense paying off. They bring on Kirkland around the 60-minute mark, and he pays it off with a goal. But can Richmond keep their lead? It has been the trouble in this match. They went ahead 1-0. Westchester equalized. They went ahead 2-1. And again, Westchester had a response. Now up 3-2. What is the next move for Sawatsky and co? First things first will be a long free kick here from James Snedden as we await our referee to get us back into play. Schenfeld juggling through the Westchester defense and up the left flank. A step over, a drag back, a service. Jacoman able to balance it over the line and still in play as Bobby Pierre returns to the action. Blomstein is furious here after the whistle. He's motioning to Franza on the ground, completely uncalled for, and he gets a yellow card for his actions right in front of his own coach. He urges him to stay away, and the captain Obergone trying to make peace, but Koen Blomstein letting the frustrations boil over. Very aggressive reaction to Franza staying down. It's a high boot, and that's what the whistle was blown for. Blomstein can't believe it. There is always that gray area when there's a player who is bowing their head down towards the ball and the other looking at the ball with no intention of kicking the other person in the head, but at some point you have to keep player safety as the priority. And referee doing her job, as there was a substitution for Westchester as well. They bring on Connor McGlynn, who was not fit to start this match, but he comes on for Joel Johnson in the midfield. McGlynn had to start at center back in the midweek against Detroit City. He'll be back in a more familiar holding midfield role for Westchester now. The intensity getting higher in this one. Samori Powder going down, and the yellow card back out once again. Payne worse for wear, and it looks like he got his boots tangled up. There's something hanging off the back of his right Nike cleat there. But Schenfeld all smiles. Espinal with 2 goals in this match. Payne's had a tough night all around, not including the footwear problems he's experiencing at the moment. 18 minutes to go in a League One thriller. If you joined us late here on ESPN+, you missed a lot of fun stuff. I certainly urge you to
check out the highlights. Samori Powder in particular with the pick of the bunch of our 5 goals at City Stadium. A knuckling masterpiece from well outside the box. There's been goals, there's been missed chances as well. Richmond are in the lead for the 3rd time tonight. Equalizers from Westchester on the first 2 occasions. And seeking a 3rd as Richmond try to hold it out here.
Substitution for Westchester
and in the middle of that stoppage, a sub for Westchester. They had to withdraw Stephen Payne, who looked like he just had an issue with his shoe, but maybe a little more than that. On comes Andrew Jean-Baptiste. More of a center back by trade. You see him here just pushing the ball out. And it looks like a back 3 now of Pierre Adewole and Jean-Baptiste. The 3 center backs with Samori Powder on one side and Jana Bolaños in a more defensive position, at least while the ball is down here in the corner on the left. Espinal inside to Terzaghi. This is his spot. Back to Espinal. Richmond nearly creating something off of the throw into the box. Trying to take advantage of the new alignment of Westchester defensively. Still trying to get themselves sorted out. And it does seem like Pierre is going to be more of a left back here and still allow Bolaños to go forward a bit more as Westchester seek another equalizer. Spread out wide by Blomestein. Powder rips it, deflected, and Bolaños skewed back all the way across the goal. May have lost his footing. An initial save from Sneddon on a firecracker from Samori Powder, who has switched flanks, but not seen any drop-off in his ball striking ability. Tight angle, and he backed himself after his first goal tonight. And I do believe the plant foot slips out from under Bolaños as he tries to return it. Big slide from McGlynn. Down goes O'Dwyer. Huge protests from Bowman as Westchester losing their cool again. Bowman into the book for dissent. Although the foul was from Connor McGlynn. The intensity certainly there from Westchester, but not quite being channeled in the right direction at the moment. Richmond frustrating the visitors. Seufert. Fitch in space. Terzaghi peeling off. Top of the box, Espinal. Closed down, has to pass it. Schenfeld. Looking for a nutmeg on Bowman, who is able to play it out of the corner, but tracked down by Barnathan. Espinal on the ball once again. Sent to the opposite side. Kirkland down to Fitch. Fitch draws inside, left foot.
The USL on the CBS Sports Network continues in April. Hot starting San Antonio FC take on the reigning USL Championship title holder Colorado Springs Switchback FC, April 23rd at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Offside yet again on Richmond. 5th one of the night. As the new Westchester back line getting an alignment on the offside trap, but giving it away here to Terzaghi. Espinal looking for the return to the Argentinian. Soyfair and Espinal debating who should take that one in. Espinal was onside. Soyfair recycles it with Schenfeld. Slip on the clearance. Westchester could have a man over if they move it quickly. Bowman peeling out. Gets a pass from Powder. Bowman seeking Blomestein. Obergon was there as well, but headed away by Richmond. Samori Powder dancing his way through and ran it farther than his legs could take him. Up and down the flank he goes. Left flank in the first half, right flank in the second half. It's been all over Samori Powder. Powder brothers both on the score sheet tonight. But a pair of goals for Darwin Espinal. And what now looks like the winner for Josh Kirkland in front of pink-tinted skies as the Richmond Navy Blues tonight out in front with 10 minutes to go. Westchester trying to change the script, and it's the former Richmond man, Bolaños, passing off to Bowman. Headed away by Garnett. Bowman drawing boos. McGlynn to Noah Powder. Bolaños. Obregon trying to open himself up for a shooting opportunity. And he has definitely been the trigger point for the Richmond defenders, who really have not given Obregon an opportunity to turn with the ball at his feet tonight. Sent in again by Powder and out again by Garnett. Obregon dropping into the back line to get involved. Now the line splitting pass. Blomestein back to Bowman. Can't get it across the 6-yard box, but does win a corner. Blomestein offering that different physical presence up top with the hold-up play. Powder under pressure. Pierre to the end line. Cut back, but not past O'Dwyer at the near post. Since Payne went down and Pierre went to left back, that's been a tough position for Westchester. They just don't have a natural attacking threat at that left back position now. Powder over to swing in the corner. More contact inside the box, falls to Adewole. Samori Powder. Edge of the box, Blomestein, and headed at the back post, sprawling, Sneddon covers.
Blomestein had to fade away his header, and there's two Westchester bodies. Adewole, it comes off the midsection of Sneddon as he smacks the front post, putting everything on the line to protect this Richmond lead. Bowman slaps the back of the nylon, 3-3. No, McGlynn, who is celebrating and egging on Section O. Connor McGlynn making it 3-3 with a thumper on the loose ball. A moment after James Sneddon had kept his team in front. It's Connor McGlynn with a timely goal. 7 minutes remaining here. A 3-3 thriller. Here's another look as they go short. It's a bouncing ball, and he connects so sweetly with it. All the bodies in the way. Sneddon just didn't even see it by the time it hits the back of the net. But now Terzagi's in behind, and he went too soon, offside. With what we've seen tonight, there could certainly be at least one more goal left in this one. And no matter how it goes, you have to give Westchester praise for equalizing 3 separate times here. Richmond will be frustrated at their inability to stay in front and keep Westchester at a distance. There were chances for them to extend their lead to 2 goals. But on the flip side, Sneddon has also made a couple of big saves, and without his presence, Westchester could well be in front. Two teams with perfectly even records this season. 3 wins and 3 losses for Richmond. A win, a draw, and a loss for Westchester. Seeking separation in the final 5. Throw into Richmond, and we do have a sub on board for Westchester. The man called on to make the difference here is Ermin Makic, and a homecoming comes to an end for Jonathan Bolaños. Unable to make a big impact on this match back in Richmond, back in League One after some time in Huntsville City, and it's Makic, the New York native, coming on for his local League One side. A shot! Kirkland was close. That was Seufert there. Pulling at the hairs on his chinny chin and soaking in disappointment. But he has to go back for the kickers. Schenfeld looking up the line, read well by Samori Powder. Blomestein doing very well, but Franza comes back and gets a touch on it. Now it hits the referee, and that has to be given back to Richmond. Will be an uncontested drop ball. Much to Blomestein's chagrin. Adewole, big header. Seufert spots the pass. Kirkland! And Jacoman let it bounce, but just out of the reach of Josh Kirkland, who thought he won the game. A 63rd minute goal that Richmond held on to with a 3-2 advantage for 20 minutes before Connor McGlynn's strike in the 83rd minute. Bowman at the controls, swinging it out wide and looking for the ball in from the backside. Now it comes top of the box. Obregon, an inventive finish, but didn't get a hold of it. Sneddon taking his time and distributing to Franza. Seen so many slips tonight. Very well-watered pitch, a pristine playing surface, but it can get slippery. And it did contribute to the first 2 Richmond goals for sure. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to uslchampionship.com or uslleague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Sent forward for Espinal on a hat trick tonight. Samori Powder with an excellent recovery, and now it's coming the other way for Westchester. Obregon hassled by Schenfeld, taken down. And Schenfeld will get a booking here.
A yellow card caution has been issued to Richmond on Maxi Schenfeld.
He'll be the first Richmond player to go in the book, and he certainly understands the decision for Marie Durr. A transition opportunity, knew that the numbers were not totally in Richmond's favor and decided this was an acceptable place to give away a free kick. The experienced Schenfeld, but Espinal, worse for wear, trying to track down that last long pass. Looking like he may have run his race. So we enter 6 minutes of second half stoppage time presented by Gayaki Yerba Mate. Actually found out this week from Coach Sawatsky that Espinal loves some mate himself, enjoys it with the South Americans in the squad, Schenfeld and Terzaghi. He will be replaced here. Adrian Billhard, ready to make a difference in stoppage time, has his number called by Darren Sawatsky, and Espinal can be proud of his night. 2 goals to his name back in the first half. A second-minute tally and another in the 32nd minute. But he makes way for the German Billhard, whose first responsibility will be standing in front of the free kick from Noah Powder. Curled in and headed over the bar off of multiple white shirts. It was Obregon, I think, and the last touch off of Bowman as it headed goalwards. Pierre taking a tumble, but no sympathy from the referee. We play on in the 92nd minute. Fitch storming forward, unable to angle it backwards enough to give his strikers a chance. So Westchester pump it forward with Obregon. Garnett, tactical foul. How many has Obregon drawn tonight? And his dogged work continues as he flies forward into the box. Loose ball deflected. Direct header, Obergone unable to steer it goalwards. Westchester have not made the most out of their countless set piece opportunities. Richmond have definitely defended well. At least the ones that they've sent into the box. It was the one short corner, though, from Connor McGlynn that paid off. Blomestein spinning away from Franza. He picks up a yellow card in the 94th minute. Who can be the difference maker? Noah Powder serving it over the top. There's been a penalty given to Westchester. Bobby Pierre draws the contact. A game-changing decision at City Stadium with 90 seconds left in second half stoppage time. This is what happened. Pierre dragged to the ground. You've seen similar on just about every set piece tonight. And it's not until the 95th minute that it's whistled for a penalty with a chance for Westchester to steal all 3 points on the road. They were down 1-0 inside 90 minutes in this match. Equalizers on 3 separate occasions, the latest of which in the 83rd minute. The game on a knife's edge ever since. Tension pierced at the penalty spot. It's Juan Carlos Obergone, 12 yards away from James Sneddon. City Stadium holds its breath. Obergone dinks it! Cheeky! 4-3 in front of Section O. A rivalry is born in League One. Newcomers stepping in to a historic stadium. A chip that will not be forgotten from Juan Carlos Obergone. We will have about 1 more minute and some change to play. That last penalty kick was whistled with 90 seconds left in first half stoppage time. Sorry, second half stoppage time. So we will have a little bit longer to play on here. Richmond will have a chance to launch some numbers forward as Obergone continues to bark at the fans. His 5th goal in all competitions, last year's Golden Boot runner-up in League One. He's been perfect from the spot. And now it's all hands on deck for Richmond. Played into the corner for Kirkland. A goal scorer off the bench. Westchester shouldn't have more than a minute or so to negotiate here, but it's all-out attack from the kickers in navy blue.
blocked by the arm of Noah Powder, and a chance to set numbers up from a dead ball. A 96th minute penalty looking like the difference unless Richmond have something to say. Schenfeld in a great spot. It falls and it's an equalizer! Kirkland again! 4-4! An unforgettable night in Richmond. Josh Kirkland with his first 2 professional goals for his hometown club. And Westchester, after all their displays, could not hold on for 90 seconds. Are you kidding me? A perfect ball from Schenfeld. And like any great number 9, Kirkland was anticipating it to fall to him, and he was ready to strike. How much longer will we play is the only question left. Westchester unable to find any soft spots in Richmond here. Tangle of legs and one more set piece perhaps. We're into the 100th minute on 6 minutes of added times, 2 stoppage time goals. Everyone on the edge of their seats. Anyone's guess what happens next. Powder raises his right arm. Whipped in, flicked header, just wide of the post. The goalkeeper's out, and the final whistle blows. Richmond 4, Westchester 4. 2 for Espinal, 2 for Kirkland, 2 deep in stoppage time. They split the points on a memorable night at City Stadium. No surprise on our man of the match presented by Las Abogadas. Josh Kirkland with an outstanding effort coming off the bench to score Richmond's final 2 goals, the last of which sees them earn a point at the death. His first 2 professional goals for his boyhood club. We will show you all the highlights and wrap it up right after this. After a 4-4 thriller in Richmond. Don't go anywhere.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
We choose Impossible Pups because of their enrichment activities and the fun photos they send home every day.
We choose Impossible Pups because Kendall is excited when I drop her off and she's excited when I pick her up.
My favorite part about working at Impossible Pups is that the staff here feels like family. is seeing new dogs come in and build long-lasting confidence.
At Impossible Pups, your dog isn't just staying at a kennel, they're staying at their home away from home.
Moments away from despair, and now it's a party in Richmond after a 4-4 game. If you're wondering how that makes any sense, don't worry, we'll show you how it all went down. But first, our play of the match, the final goal of 8 scored by Josh Kirkland after it looked like Westchester had won it on a penalty kick in stoppage time. One last lump into the box. And Richmond's number 9 doing it for his home from Richmond. And I think this one will last in the memories of these two fan bases. The first meeting ever between Richmond and Westchester SC, a 4-4 finish and a wild night in League One. Thank you so much for joining us. For the rest of our great crew, my name is Parker Johnson, signing off from Richmond, 4-4.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.